didn't just drag it. He ate it, pooped it out, and then covered it with sand. Well, I'm thankful I can sit here and listen to you rich people whine while my family's scrabbling for a corn dog at the Pomona Fairgrounds.
2.5 Men may have been one of TV's funniest and most outrageous sitcoms, but behind the laughs and wild storylines, the cast faced real-life heartbreak. Over its 12 seasons, the show gave us unforgettable characters, but sadly, not every star who made us laugh is still with us today. What caused their tragic end? How did their passing impact the show's legacy? Join us as we look at the cast of 2.5 Men who passed away. Number 7. Conchata Ferrell. Conchata Ferrell, the beloved character actress best remembered for playing the sharp-tongued housekeeper Berta on 2.5 Men, has passed away at the age of 77 on October 12, 2020.
Tonight, Hollywood is remembering actress Conchata Ferrell, who has passed away at the age of 77.
Her daughter, Samantha Anderson, shared with the New York Times that Ferrell died peacefully in a hospital in Sherman Oaks, California. The actress had faced months of health struggles when she was hospitalized with a severe kidney infection. She reportedly became ill again, spending several weeks in intensive care before being moved to a long-term care facility following a heart attack. Complications from cardiac arrest eventually claimed her life. Ferrell, who was born in 1943 in West Virginia, began her acting journey on stage with New York's Circle Repertory Company. Her breakout moment came with the play The Seahorse, a performance that earned her both a Drama Desk Award and an Obie Award. Another stage success, The Hot L Baltimore, turned out to be a career-defining project. She has since starred again in the TV version by renowned producer Norman Lear, which led her to a long and fruitful film and television career. As a smart, easygoing, and utterly perfectly timed comedian.
You lied to me, Charlie. You said it was just going to be the two of us.
Ferrell was a favorite with the fans as Berta, whose one-liners were so cutting and so uniquely placed in the show. They created a special touch that many would have desired to see in the widely popular sitcom. Her death is a loss to the world of entertainment and glamour, where she has made a name of illuminating all stages and screens she has touched. And she has given people decades of unforgettable performances and laughter.
Well, two things. One is Berta. I've gotten used to her. I like keeping company with her. I always like playing a character that has something that I don't have.
And what happens if the next loss came far too soon? Number 6. Michael Clarke Duncan. Michael Clarke Duncan was probably never an A-list superstar, yet his talent and face was impossible to forget. Duncan was known as playing both villainous and kind and benevolent parts, and with great warmth. What most fans may not know is that he played a recurring character in 2.5 Men in the character of Jerome Bennett, who was a neighbor of Charlie Harper and a retired NFL champion. Jerome was also a protective dad of Celeste, who dates Jake Harper briefly, providing some of the laughs and most heartwarming moments of the show. Duncan started acting in 1995 and had a minor part in the comedy Friday and a guest role in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He started getting notice in the late 90s when he appeared in Armageddon, where he played lovable Bear, and in guest appearances on such shows as Living Single and The Jamie Foxx Show. When he appeared as a moving John Coffey in the Tom Hanks drama The Green Mile, a role which earned him an Academy Award nomination and has become a household name, his career exploded. Thereafter, Duncan assumed even larger parts, such as starring in Planet of the Apes, directed by Tim Burton, and portraying the villainous Kingpin in Daredevil by Ben Affleck, whom he also voiced in the TV series Spider-Man, the new animated series. Duncan tragically died in 2012 at the age of just 54 due to a heart attack, creating a legacy of great performances and a reputation of one of the kindest souls in Hollywood.
The actor, Michael Clarke Duncan, was hard to miss. His big size and booming voice Duncan suffered a heart attack in July and died in Los Angeles today. He was 54.
But what if the next tragedy left fans with more questions than answers? Number 5. Jon Cryer. Jon Cryer used to star on 2.5 Men as Alan Harper, and Courtney Thorne-Smith later became part of the cast as his on-and-off girlfriend, Lindsay, when their relationship started to play a bigger role in the plot. The viewer was introduced to the mother of Lindsay, Jean, who appeared in a 2-part arc. Georgia Engel, an adorable sitcom veteran with her cuddly and eccentric appearance, filled the role. Engel initially became known in the 70s when she played Georgette Franklin Baxter in The Mary Tyler Moore Show. For 5 seasons, she charmed audiences as the soft-spoken, good-natured girlfriend and later wife of bumbling news anchor Ted Baxter, played by Ted Knight. Her performance became one of the highlights of the series and earned her 2 Emmy nominations. Her acting career started in films, where she debuted in the movie Taking Off in 1971 with Lynn Carlin and Buck Henry, where she was nominated by BAFTA. Engel went on to build an impressive television career with appearances on shows like Everybody Loves Raymond, where she played Pat, the Barone family's mother-in-law, a role that brought her 3 more Emmy nominations. In 2012, Engel reunited with longtime friend and co-star Betty White on Hot in Cleveland, playing Mamie Johnson in a recurring role during the show's final seasons. Her gentle humor and unforgettable voice made her a favorite among fans of classic and modern sitcoms alike. Engel passed away in 2019 of causes that were never publicly disclosed, leaving behind a legacy of warmth and laughter.
And tonight we have learned about the death of stage and TV actress Georgia Engel.
And I'd like to think I'm a nice person.
Just nice?
Very nice.
Was there ever a case where a guest appearance also marked their final farewell? Number 4. Cloris Leachman. 2.5 Men had a knack for bringing in comedy legends for memorable guest spots, from Carl Reiner to Carol Kane. Among them was the incomparable Cloris Leachman, who appeared as Norma, Charlie's wealthy neighbor. In the episode, Norma hilariously makes Alan an outrageous offer that leaves him completely stunned, one of the show's more outrageous moments. Leachman's career was already the stuff of television history long before her guest role. Like Georgia Engel, she was a key part of the Mary Tyler Moore Show, where she played the sophisticated and often snobbish Phyllis Lindstrom, a role that became one of her signatures. But her career started long before that.
Nearly 9 decades, Cloris Leachman was a force in Hollywood. Who can forget her as the oldest competitor ever on Dancing with the Stars?
In the early 50s, she starred as the secretary on Charlie Wilde, Private Detective, marking her first major television role. Not long after, she had a recurring part on the beloved family series Lassie. After she had a successful time on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, she went back to do her Phyllis character on Rhoda, and she scored her own sitcom, Phyllis. She was also great in The Facts of Life and Malcolm in the Middle as the Grandma Ida, and her performance has been memorable as another sitcom favorite among fans. Leachman continued to work, giving her recognizable voice to animated heroes such as Justice League, Phineas and Ferb, and Adventure Time, even at the end of her long career. She died in 2021 after a career of over 8 decades of on-stage, television, and film performances that left audiences laughing and with memorable characters.
Tonight, we are remembering veteran actress Cloris Leachman, who kept us laughing and entertained for decades.
She turned to sitcoms after winning an Oscar.
What if that hilarious appearance turned out to be the last time we ever saw them on screen? Number 3. Harry Dean Stanton. Harry Dean Stanton is difficult to match as an actor of legendary character. His work career was decades long, and his mark was left in some of the most iconic movies and television shows of all time. He can be best known by fans as Engineer Brett in Alien by Ridley Scott, in a brief but memorable role as an FBI agent in The Godfather Part 2 or in a humorous cameo in The Avengers. In 2004, Stanton even appeared as himself in a hilarious episode of 2.5 Men, where Charlie Harper joins a men's support group that also counted Sean Penn and Elvis Costello as members. Stanton's television career stretched back to the 50s, when he began appearing in popular westerns such as The Rifleman, Gunsmoke, and Bat Masterson. Over the years, he seemed to pop up everywhere, guest starring on nearly every big show of the era. In the 60s, he appeared on The Untouchables, The Fugitive, and Bonanza. During the 70s, he was seen in Mary Hartman, and by the 80s, he had roles on shows like Laverne and Shirley. Even late in life, Stanton continued to work, taking on his final television role as Carl Rodd in David Lynch's much-anticipated Twin Peaks revival. In 2018, 1 year after his death in 2017, his final film, Frank and Ava, was released. His prolific career made Stanton one of the most adorable and familiar character actors in Hollywood, who left a legacy of works that are relevant to audiences even nowadays.
Movie fans are remembering legendary actor Harry Dean Stanton. He died last night of natural causes in Los Angeles.
Number 2. Carl Reiner. Not many names have as much weight in the comedy genre as the legendary actor, writer, director, and producer Carl Reiner, whose work contributed to the formation of modern humor. While many people today might recognize his son, filmmaker Rob Reiner, Carl was the creative force behind some of the funniest films of the 20th century. He created classics such as Oh God, starring George Burns, The Jerk and the Man with Two Brains with Steve Martin, and Summer Rental with John Candy. Much like Rob, who once appeared as Jess's father on New Girl, Carl also took a turn in front of the camera on 2.5 Men, playing Marty Pepper, a TV producer, and Evelyn Harper's charming boyfriend, who often brought chaos and laughter into Charlie Harper's life.
Finally tonight, celebrating Carl Reiner, a comedy master for decades. Even the greats say he was their idol.
Although Reiner is celebrated most for his work behind the scenes, acting was always a big part of his life. And his list of on-screen roles is even longer than his directing credits. Modern audiences might know him best as Saul Bloom from the Ocean's 11 trilogy, but his resume stretched far beyond that. He regularly popped up in many of his own projects and even lent his voice to God in Mel Brooks's History of the World, Part 1. His final role was in Pixar's Toy Story 4, where he voiced the hilariously named character Carl Reinerocaros. Reiner died of natural causes in 2020 at the astounding age of 98, leaving behind a legacy of laughter, creativity, and classic comedy that keeps making new generations laugh.
For just about all of his 98 years, Carl Reiner made people laugh. He died this past Monday. Tributes have been pouring in all week.
Number 1. Mike Connors. Viewers of 2.5 Men might not have immediately recognized veteran actor Mike Connors when he appeared in the 2007 episode Prostitutes and Gelato. In the story, Evelyn, Charlie's outspoken mother, meets a charming new man, played by Robert Wagner, but quickly ditches him to run off to Vegas with another suitor named Hugo, played by Connors. This marked Connors' first on-screen television appearance in nearly a decade, a rare treat for longtime fans who remembered him from his heyday. It was the good old days in the late 60s and 70s when Connors made it a household name, being the star of the popular detective series Mannix. Playing the tough but compassionate Private Eye Joe Mannix, Connors led the show for an incredible 8 seasons and nearly 200 episodes, making it one of the most successful crime dramas of its time. Before Mannix, he had spent much of his early career guest starring on various TV shows after debuting in the early 50s. After Mannix ended, Connors headlined the short-lived series Today's FBI, before gradually stepping back into guest roles during the 90s, appearing on fan favorites like Walker, Texas Ranger, Diagnosis Murder, and The Commish. By the 2000s, Connors was semi-retired, which made his guest spot on 2.5 Men even more special. Fittingly, that episode turned out to be his final on-screen role. Connors passed away in 2017 at the age of 91, closing the curtain on a remarkable career that spanned more than 5 decades. Which person's passing pained you the most? How has the tragic passing impacted the fans? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.